Hello and welcome to build up to a good game or a build up to a reserve game between West Ham United and Blackburn Rovers in the Carabao Cup at the London Stadium. But will it actually exist? Will the game actually participate if nobody can see it? Gonzo, how you doing?
I don't think so, mate. I'm really looking forward to thinking about the game actually for 90 minutes. Might get the old Subutio out or something like that, and mimic the game. Make up my own score.
I was going to say, what are you going to do to follow the game? You've got a few options. You've got journalists at the game with their Twitter accounts. You've got the West Ham website will have their updates going up. You'll get someone in the crowd streaming it for everybody else on some sort of platform.
No, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen on BBC Radio Lancashire, and I've got some adhesive spray, and I'm going to stick some more acoustic foam up in the man cave whilst I listen to the game on BBC Radio Lancashire. That's about as good as it will get.
I know a few people at the game tonight, so I think I'll be heavily relying on them for updates. Anyway, yeah, so welcome to build up to a good game. The lineups will be out in a few minutes' time. Just to confirm, the game is not being broadcast from anywhere in the world. So you ain't there, you ain't watching it, basically. So there's no watch along tonight. We'll be ending this build-up show, obviously, before the kickoff. We'll do the lineups. We'll carry on as normal, and then that will be that.
It will be that, really. And I think they've missed a trick, Geo. We were talking on the phone earlier. And I think the EFL, it would have been so. All the cameras are there, by the way. Because what you'll see is later on tonight, there'll be a roundup show, a highlight show, and they'll have the goals from every game. And so the cameras are at every single.
They often have them on Sky Sports News. They often have the goals as they go in.
Yeah, so cameras are there at every single ground. So footage isn't a problem. I just think they've just missed a massive trick. Make an app, make a telephone app. The EFL is underfunded. They're all struggling for money, those Football League clubs. Charge everyone a £5 to watch the game. Off you go. Would rake in a lot of money. Why they've not done it, I don't know. You can still let Sky have the ones that they want. But when you've got clubs, big clubs like West Ham who are playing tonight and are not on the telly, and medium-sized clubs like Arsenal who are playing tonight and are not on the telly, then you've got, I think there's probably call for it to be streamed. Yeah, you know what stream, but whatever. They could have done something else.
Get involved in live chat if you're watching. Alan says, Firestick, Alan, it doesn't matter. It's not being broadcast anywhere in the world. Honestly, there's nothing. It's not being broadcast. We've had this in the past. As we've done YouTube for a few years, we've learned the hard way, I guess, on a couple of times. It's the same with the FA Cup. When the FA Cup comes round in the third round, you ain't on TV. It can sometimes be a bit tricky to get a really good radio coverage where you can just sit there and picture exactly what's happening. It becomes tricky to get a hold of it. So
sorry, someone's just joining here. So John Farley, I've noticed it's not on Radio 5 Live, but apparently it's on BBC Radio Lancashire. You're gonna have to go and Google that. As far as the Fire Stick's concerned, we have this every time. Fire Stick don't send people out to look at the games. What they're doing is they're hoping that American TV's covering it, or some TV company somewhere in the world, they're going to pinch it off of Canadian TV or New Zealand Sky Sports. If nobody's broadcasting it, the Fire Stick can't pinch it. There's basically nobody to steal the game off. But as I just said, as Joe was pointing, BBC Radio Lancashire, apparently. That's what I was told earlier, which would sort of make sense because it means, obviously it's a Blackburn-based radio station who are covering the game.
Paul's at the game. He said he's not only buzzing, but he's got a bad feeling about this one tonight.
Well, that's the most action we're going to get from the ground. You heard it here first. That's our match correspondent.
Charlie's doing alternative Hammers chat work this evening. Instead of doing a watch along, he's doing the graphics for our 12 Days of Christmas. And maybe I should have gotten to do a watch along where people at the game just put their comments in and Charlie just reads them out. So it's like a fan commentary, but it would work. And how's Charlie going to know who's there?
Charlie, I know you're probably busy behind the scenes, but bearing in mind, anybody watching this video from the start will know that I've actually answered this question 3 times already. Charlie, would you be so kind behind the scenes, if you are there, can you confirm it's on BBC Radio Lancashire? And if it is, Thank you. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you. Because otherwise people are going to keep asking, we're going to keep repeating ourselves. And what we want to do is talk about the fantastic team that clearly David Moyes is going to put out tonight.
Well, the fantastic team for West Ham this evening is Areola in goal with a back five of Vladimir Soufal, Ben Johnson, Nathan Guerd, Angelo Ogbonna and Emerson. We've also got Conor Coventry and Manuel Lanzini in midfield with Flynn Downs and Pablo Fornals as the number 10s and Michail Antonio as the striker.
Sorry, let me just digest that.
A very predictable team, essentially.
It's the back three, isn't it?
Yes, essentially he's taken last week's team in the Romania, took out Scarles, put in Emerson, took out Mubama and put in Antonio. He's basically picked all the senior players that's available that didn't start against Crystal Palace.
Okay. He's taking it seriously. I think he has taken it seriously by doing that. I mean, he could have. Well, we've seen. Well, we've seen what it looks like, but he's not taking it seriously with last week's with the last Thursday's lineup, right? There's no youngsters in that team, so I think as much as he's going to, he's taking that quite seriously. He's not throwing the game. Otherwise, you'd see Mubama up front and stuff like that. That's not happened here.
Just right, okay. We're going to jump straight to the bench because this might change Gonzo's opinion. We have you've got less players on the bench in these cup competitions, yet we've still got two goalkeepers. We've got Dan Randolph on the bench along with Heggie. We've also got Dawson, Zuma, Creswell, Souček, Benrahma, Bowen, and Skamaka. So you're missing a few of the first team players there. No Declan Rice, for example, but he's got two goalkeepers instead. I think it's a safe pick. I think the squad is a safe pick. The starting 11, that is, because he's picked all the senior players that didn't play against Crystal Palace. We've seen in the past, last season, it would often be quite a mix. He'd often have Declan Rice or Jerry Bowen starting or two or three first team players in there to get the job done kind of thing. I think this is a team that says, I am prioritising Saturday. And I also think, last season, like I said, when we played, the Manchesters in the Cup and stuff, it was quite a mixed team of first team and sort of squad players, if you like. And I think it's almost arguably weaker tonight. So I think this is a manager that realises that all is not well just at the minute and he needs to get a win on Saturday. There is an element that he will be predicting what Blackburn's going to do. And I haven't seen a Blackburn team. I'll get onto that in a second. But he will be expecting Blackburn to field a second team as well. And, I mean, he'd look a bit foolish, wouldn't he, if he put out his first 11 and Blackburn rocked up the reserve side and he's a bit, I wish I never bothered now. So I guess he probably couldn't really win in my regards. But it's an okay team, I guess.
Well, look, here we go. I would have used this as a training match. Already discussed that. He's not done it. He's gone the other way. So he needs to make sure that he uses training for training. Then what we want to make sure we do is everybody that's not involved today. Well, actually, all of them anyway. They can all turn up for training tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned. All take part in all the drills. And he now has time on the training field to sort out the set plays and things like that, and anything he might have in mind to do ahead of Leicester. So I'm fine with that. I would have done something different, but I'm fine with what he's done there. As I can see the chat going past, as I understand it. You're going to read out the Blackburn team. I don't know it massively well, but I understand they've made a team full of changes as well, from what I can read in the chat there. So it's absolutely fine. I mean, he needs to win this game anyway. But regardless of whatever team he picked, he such as the feel bad factor around the club at the moment. Let's say I think he was never going to get away with losing this game anyway, because it would have heaped too much pressure on the Leicester game. So win this and he can regroup and work out some tactics for Leicester. Anyway,
the team for Blackburn Rovers this evening, they've got Peters in goal. They've also got Rankin Costello at the back with Carter, Mola and Adun. They also got Buckley and Wharton, Markanday. Dak does start. He's the captain tonight for Blackburn with Dolan and Vale as well. There's your Blackburn team. And I'll be honest with you, Gonzo, I know Nish, bar Dak, I don't know any of them.
Yeah, same. I heard of one of them. I mean, good luck to them. So it's the last thing they need with Burnley at the weekend. And I don't mean the game, but to travel to London for the game is probably the very last thing they need. It's they probably need to sort something out with this League Cup anyway. You know, but with regard to there was a time where the top 2 or 3 clubs would probably find it a bit of an inconvenience. Everybody will remember Arsene Wenger fielding a team of 16-year-olds in the competition, and just as it goes on, it became an inconvenience for the top 6, and it became an inconvenience for a lot of the Premier League clubs. Not all of them; some do take it seriously, but now you've got it, such as the fixture congestion, even with the Championship clubs now. You've now almost got 40 teams who find this competition a bit of an inconvenience. So I'm not suggesting ditching it, but maybe it needs a little revamp, or something's got to give in terms of the fixtures elsewhere. I don't know, but what can you say? You know, a Championship club, Blackburn, who are second in the Championship, don't feel they can contest this tournament.
It's not even the Championship; it goes right through the lower leagues as well. You've got something to play for. Bearing in mind, you're now at like the third way to get through the season, so you're starting to roughly gauge where you are in the league. And if you're in with a shout of promotion, you've been in this off.
Yeah,
you're in with a chance of relegation. You've been in that off. If you go through the leagues and score out those teams, you're probably left with like 4 teams in each league that says, you're probably going to be mid-table. Take it seriously. But as you go down, there will be an element of, well, what's the point? You know, why, like Blackburn to some extent, an away trip to Premier League club, it's not glamorous for them. They don't care. They're probably thinking we're going to lose this. So what's the point? It's not like when you get a League 2 side or a National League side away to Premier League where they rub their hands and think, oh, hey, money, we need this. Let's go. Biggest game for a lot of you boys in your career. When it comes to Championship clubs and stuff, half of them have played in the Premier League club already or are trying to get there. I agree with you. The competition's it's difficult. We as fans see it. It does not help that we've got this situation going on in the Premier League. You can see in the live chat, people saying, I'm not even arsed about tonight, not bothered about tonight. Rory makes a good suggestion. Regionalise the early rounds, London teams, Northwest team, less travelling. You get a few derbies in there as well. You're more likely, West Ham are more likely to draw Millwall then. Stuff like that. So something needs to get done anyway. The Blackburn bench, just for the sake of it, I mean, saying that, there's probably more players on the bench for Blackburn that we'll recognise than there is in the first 11. We've got Kaminsky, we've also got Hyam, Phillips, Batty, Morton, Garrett, Smodix, who is the West Ham United fan, Hurst, and Ben Bertrand Diaz. So Ben Bertrand Diaz is on the bench, which I almost think spells trouble to some extent, because if it's 0-0, 20 minutes to go, you can almost see him going, right, let's get Diaz on here and see if we can just pinch this.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this reminds me of like one of my bets that I do on a Saturday, really, where I'm willing to, what I want is a big return, but I'm not really willing to stake anything on it. So I'll bet 25 pence on and try and guess every single scoreline and a couple of goal scorers as well. And this is really it. Do Blackburn want to win this competition? Yes. Are they willing to risk or stake anything on it? No. And that's what they're saying. We might stick our best player on for the last 10, 15 minutes if we think we're still in the game. But the reserves. If we're going to get through in this, the reserves are going to have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Anyway, if you're watching live, please get your thoughts about the team into the live chat. We're still going to do our bet giveaway, though, Gonzo. What are you fancying?
One of my bets. No. Well, West Ham are going to win comfortably.
Well, do you think Bradley Dack will have a shot on target? Because it's actually quite good odds.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I mean, it's the one. Well, I only knew 2 players, didn't I, in the thing? So he was one of them. We've been linked with him before. I like him. I think he's got good energy. I think he's got a trick or two as well. I think he's a good player.
Just seeing if there's any West Ham players here worth putting in for a shot on target. You can
have.
You can have Fornals. So if you wanted to have 2 shots on target, it's decent odds for 2 shots on target.
Go on then.
Right, we'll do Fornals and Dak, and then you think West Ham are going to win, you say?
Yes.
And do you know something? Let's just do that, because it's only 60 quid. But do you know something? That could be okay. Let's just win 60 quid for someone. Keep it simple. So this is the bet. It's simple. It's only £60. It's hardly life-changing money, but it's a night out for someone. You know, it's you get to turn the heating on for 2 days. You know, it's quite.
That's a tub of pick and mix at the cinema.
Yeah, there you go. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with £60 these days. So we've got 3 things to happen. West Ham to win the match in 90 minutes. If it goes to penalties, 90 minutes, West Ham have to win the match. Bradley Dack to have 1 shot on target, and Pablo Fornals to have 2 shots on target, and that's it. Right, that is it. 60 quid. What are you laughing at?
Mr. Macy said, are there any odds on West Ham getting booed off at half time?
I wouldn't bother. You're getting less than £60 for that.
You want the phrase that pays, don't you?
Yeah, what's the phrase that pays?
The phrase that pays, which you have to enter into the live chat to qualify for this bet if it wins, is we'll go with Dack's the way to do it.
Dack's the way to do it. I like that one. That's a good phrase. Your last couple have been a bit.
All right. God damn. Have you taken a leaf out of Moyes' motivational book or something? Do you know what I mean? Bloody hell.
Yeah, because you called me Geo E the other day and I didn't like it.
I called you what?
Geo E. Moyes E. Yeah, Geo E.
I didn't.
I know that. It's a joke because Moyes E, Geo E. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I was trying to be funny, but never mind. I know a lot of people are saying there is streams. I would be careful. They always say stuff like that, and you click on it. It's not actually the stream, and you'll be sat there. And the poll is live now. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Yeah, well, you might be sat there thinking you get a stream, and you might be watching a poll, if you know what I
mean. So
get more than you're bargaining for.
You can get that with your 60 quid as well.
Absolutely. Have your eye out with it.
So the poll is live. If you're watching, get involved. Are you happy with the lineups? I assume there's 4 options. Yes, really happy. It's all right. It's good. It's all right. Or not too happy with it. Do you know
and is it on the TV?
Yeah, it's definitely not that. Do you know something? I've been trying to not moan, right? I'm gonna moan. Why have we got 2 keepers on the bench? What's that all about? Even if you don't want to have a senior player, even if you want to give Declan Rice the night off, fine. But come on, put one of the youngsters on. And before someone says they played on Monday night, I'm aware of that. But if you were to go up to the youngster and say, look, I know you played on Monday, but there's a chance you'll get 15 minutes on Wednesday night. Do you want it? They'll say, yes, please. I'm having that. Yeah, get me on that bench. I'll play. I'll get me on that bench, please. What's the point of 2 keepers? It just frustrates me so much.
You would say that, you so-called experts. You don't see the value of having a few goalkeepers on the bench.
Right, you know what's going to happen now. We're going to need both keepers, but it just really frustrates me. It frustrates me so much that, especially tonight when you've only got 7 on the bench, that we still continue to have 2 on there. It just really irritates me. But also, like, they must have a conversation, right? Moyes, Nolan, that must have a conversation where they're going through the squad. And someone must keep suggesting 2 keepers, and the rest of them just agree to it. Why has nobody gone? I think that's a bit pointless, Dave. Like, why do you keep the?
Oh, no one can say that. Yeah. Piercy said that once to Dave, and he's gone. So Alan Irvine questioned that once, and he's gone. So what happens?
Well, it just frustrates me anyway. It really bugs me. Right, in the live chat, give us your thoughts on the West Ham lineup, not the Blackburn lineup. We're not falling for it. If you start telling us these players are really good for Blackburn, we're not going to believe you. But your West Ham lineup. While you do that, I'm going to quickly promote Patreon, because Patreon is a place where you can get additional Hammers Chat videos, lots of benefits, including early access, which goes live in an hour and a half. Starting tomorrow at 8:30, we've got our 12 days of Christmas offers. So every day at 8:30, you get a new offer, which is valid for 24 hours only. However, patrons get it at 8:30 the night before. Now, I'm going to give something away a little bit. Tomorrow morning, we're giving away something for free.
Yeah.
You go into the store, you order it, you pay for delivery, done, sorted. But there's very limited numbers. Patrons might hoover them all up at 8:30 tonight. So when Gonzo does his video with offer number 1, it might not actually be available. But there is other offers that will be available. And also, we have a big announcement coming. And when are we doing it? Tomorrow? When we're giving the patrons a big announcement?
Well, yeah. Well, officially, we'll announce it next week.
Yes, but for patrons,
tease them a little bit, wind them up. You know,
I think I already have. I put it in the Addicts WhatsApp group earlier that we've got to sign in. And they said, "Oh, well, I put eyes in a pen." They said, "Oh, have you got Mark Noble's signed autobiography?" I said, "Oh no, it's much better than that."
Better than that. Yeah, it's better than that.
It's better than a signed book. So we're a big big Hammers Chat announcement coming tomorrow as well. Anyway, patreon.com/Hammers Chat if you fancy it. Links in description below. Let's have a little look at what you're all saying. Contact Light is glad to see Downs in commentary. The rest is uninspiring.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, I actually thought to myself, I thought, yeah, good. I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, I'm not.
Andy's looking forward to watching all the players play tonight in a blackout stadium view. Kay says Gonzo handling that elastic band like it's a garrote. What is it? What's a garrote? Garrote. What's that?
Oh, I don't know, but he's talking about my he's talking about my elastic.
Yeah,
band.
but he said like an Italian mobster. So
I was trying to shoot you.
I'm assuming it's some sort of weapon or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Alex said
a garrote is one of those like piano wire things that they used to strangle people. Sorry.
Oh, nasty.
Someone's been playing GTA.
No, it's a gun. You use the thing as a trigger.
Alex Chapman says midfield has no pace at all. Joe Lino says Downs or Lanzini further forward. Oh, it's definitely Downs. Downs is definitely in the Downs is. I'm not even taking the piss. He's definitely the one that's going to be furthest forward. It'll be Coventry and Lanzini with Fornals and Downs behind Antonio.
Why would you put the guy that used to play number 10 for Argentina, number 10 against Blackburn? Don't be silly. You want him doing the defensive work.
And why would you put the defensive midfielder for Swansea into defensive midfield when you can play him in the number 10 ahead of the Argentinian number 10?
Right.
Just why would you do stuff like that? Adam's got a cold and is glad he can't go.
Oh, so you said you a favour, Adam.
Paul says, don't dare question the Moyes disaster piece. You'll get a very hard stare and a snide comment. DL's asking how much the current home kit is. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those. One of our t-shirts.
55 quid or something. Yeah, or you can have 3 Hammers Chat t-shirts for. We've got 2 new designs arrived today. Actually, one's over there. The other one, I think they're both over there. Actually,
you can't have too many goalkeepers' designs to show them, do you?
No. Do you want me to go get? I'm going to go get them. Actually, you chat to the live chat.
Okay. Well, there you go. Andy Walsh is saying at £65 for an adult. Is that a shirt, Andy, that you're talking about? You never know with Andy there. We got. I tell you what, though, Geo's going to get stuff now. You please do check out our store, which is hammerschatstore.com, because there's some lovely, juicy stuff on there. You look like you just sat on something you shouldn't have sat on, Geo.
The drawer's open. It's my own fault. I've left the drawer open. I've kicked it on the way back with my ankles.
Nasty.
Killing right now. So the first one, you can't really see the design itself, is Mr. Gianluca Scamacca. There's the bottom half of him. There's his head. Gianluca Scamacca. And the second one is, you know that beer mats we've got? We've put them on a t-shirt. We put 5 of them. And it says, if a certain beer branded 5-a-side teams. There you go. So there you go. That's the latest additions. Anyway, right, let's see what they're all saying. Scarborough's convinced the big news is we're having a baby, which would be interesting to say the least.
We're not.
I mean, yes, we would like to confirm that is not happening, but
no. But a better signing than a baby.
Gerino says, can see us losing. Antonio will fall over. Lanzini will go AWOL and will pass it sideways and backwards in a most efficient manner. Ben says we should take this seriously. A lot of Premier League teams join against each other. 7 all Premier League ties. There's less games than any other competition, and imagine being in the latter stages of European football with a trophy already in the bag.
Yeah, look, I to be fair, let's be perfectly honest. I don't think we're taking it particularly seriously in this video, not because of the competition. I think it's more the fact that it's not on TV. It's very hard to actually, I think, get G'd up for this game anyway. I'm pretty sure David Moyes is taking this seriously. I do. Has he put out his best team? No. Has he put out the team that I wanted? No. I would have used this as a training match. He's not doing that. But he wants to get through here. And there's an awful lot of value, as I say, just in taking through. Just as a workplace, the training ground for the next few days is a better place to be when we prepare for Leicester if we win this game.
I agree with Tommy. Our team is strong enough to beat that Blackburn team and go through to the next round. I expect to be in the next round of the Carabao Cup later on tonight. The problem with taking it seriously, normally I would 100% agree, is you are going to come up against Manchester City and Liverpool and stuff like that. Whereas in the Conference League, you don't actually have them. The toughest team on paper in the Conference League, now Lazio's in there, but is Villarreal, who their fans want the new manager gone already. I think he's lost 4 of his first 5 games or something. They're already booing him, trying to get him out of the club. We are one of the favourites for that competition. I would argue it's easier to win the Conference League than the Carabao Cup because of the level of opposition that's going to be in the future draws. But I understand why people want to take it seriously. Kai's worried about Lanzini and Final's duo.
I think that'd be all right. I do. I think Lanzini will probably have a good game. I think Fornals probably have a good game as well. No, we'll never know.
Julinho says we need inspiring. We need time for Aguero, Bona, Coventry, Sufal, and they should be good enough. Have any of them got any of the starting 11 that is got a chance of playing on Saturday, in your opinion? And I mean, as in a prediction, not what you want to see, because I know your answer. Well, yeah, I want to see these boys have a route into the first 11 if they're good enough tonight. But do you think Moyes will play any of them on Saturday if they perform tonight, apart from Pablo Fornals? Because I think Fornals might start on Saturday regardless of this evening. But what about the rest?
I was just about to say I hope. Yes.
Who?
I think Johnson. I think Johnson can play in the game. I think if he plays really well, it may be enough to convince Moyes to possibly change formation. I think Moyes changes formation, you may well find that Johnson's in the team in some way, shape, or form. But I'm more disturbed. The actual reverse side of that is Downs is not going to be in the team at all.
I don't know. I think Downs has got a chance.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ahead of Sucha?
Ahead of Paqueta.
Okay.
I'm not even taking the piss, but I'm not trying to wind you up either. I genuinely think he might have a chance ahead of Paqueta. Yeah. And also, I think Antonio might have a chance as well. Scamacca got hauled at half-time, which is...
Yeah, I think, and they should. Many of them should have a chance. I think, look, unless David Moyes has had some very reassuring conversations, and by the way, I think there's no way that I think there absolutely should have been some form of board meeting that David Moyes is involved in over the last little while. Just say, look, what's going on here? What sort of direction we're going in? How are you feeling it's going? Or even if it's just the board saying, what can we do to help or something like that? Unless that's happened, David Moyes has got to surely realise that he's under a bit of pressure now.
Yeah, I think that team suggests that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, whether that's the immediate sack or just feeling under pressure, basically, as anyone might do if they're doing crap at work. At the moment, David Moyes is doing crap at work, right? It don't matter. Seriously, it is. He is. Basically, if he's a salesman, his sales figures are crap this year. All right, he was best salesman in the company last year. He was best salesman in the company the year before. But the boss is pulling him in saying, come on, mate, you can't sell anything at the moment. What's going on? Do you know what I mean? Can we help out? Can we do anything? And I think with that in mind, he might want to hurry some of the plans he's got. And when I'm talking about actually maybe trying to find a way to put a Gerd in against Leicester, or just trying to do something different. Otherwise, you may well find that you get through the World Cup, you don't do well against Leicester, and then first game after the World Cup is Arsenal, which ain't going to be an easy game. So if I were him, I'd be trying to keep as open a mind as possible to try and get himself out of the mess.
Yeah, I think also is, while David Moyes is a salesperson at DFS struggling a bit, is someone down the road at SCS has just been sacked for a very similar level of performance, despite having not as good sofas to sell. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I was banning John.
Anyway, why were you banned John?
Because he's winding everybody up, and I had a look, and I thought, yeah, he is a bit of a.
I'm quite far behind the chat because Liam's not going because he's got a cold. I mean, there's a bit of a running theme going on.
Do you reckon these people phoned up the club and went, I can't back it.
Kay says, I'm out for the World Cup. Oh, I was never in it. My country don't get there, don't worry. It's World Cup month for everybody except Scottish people. It's just November.
Okay.
RB said, I'm struggling to care. It's not a great cup. I want Moyes to get sacked. So winning cool, lose piles the pressure on David Moyes. Jolini agrees with Irish Tommy that our 11 is better than theirs, but the logical step, so we should cruise through, is not applicable to West Ham.
You get into the juicy bits with John in now, aren't you? Oh, that's good.
Mark would have liked to. Mark said, I know he's probably going, but I would have liked to seen Ashby get 90 minutes tonight. He played on Monday night. Ashby did.
Yeah,
and he's still quite prominent on social media. He's still quite.
What, Mark or Ashby?
Ashby did his little tweet earlier, 3-1 win, thumbs up, and obviously a lot of West Ham fans. And it's interesting to read the replies. A lot of people are saying, like, good on you, keep up the good work.
Good.
Wish to see you more often in the first team kind of thing. So the encouragement's there. If anything, all it does is back up Harrison's claim, if he's got one, that he deserves more first team. Because you think, well, the fans are thinking the same. It's not just me. Look, everybody's saying the same as I am. Maverick, did you listen to Mark Noble on TalkSport earlier?
A bit, a 10-minute clip of it, which was nice. But I didn't know the whole video was on. So you know what they do? They chop up the clips on YouTube, don't they? So I heard 10 minutes, which is quite interesting. He's obviously got his autobiography out tomorrow, hasn't he? So he was on there doing some interviews ahead of obviously looking to sell a few of those, and he's obviously starting at the sporting director.
Yes,
job,
thank you.
In January. He was talking about Declan and a few other bits and pieces.
I've seen the same clip as you then, because I saw that clip on YouTube from TalkSport too. It was okay. There was nothing in there that made me go, ooh, either good or bad. It was just standard questions and standard responses. The only thing that was perhaps interesting is confirmation, which has always been our theory, which is Declan Rice don't care about money. He's not interested. But it's almost Mark Noble's way of saying, look, we can put whatever we want on that bit of paper. He ain't signing it. He doesn't want money. He wants to go and win trophies. You know, it's not what, when you listen to things like that, it's not what he says. It's sometimes, quite often, what he doesn't say, which is, he never said Declan's going to stay. He basically said, "Oh well, we've got Skamaka and Paqueta. Hopefully that convinces him." But there was no, he's going to be here. Hopefully, there was no mention of getting him to sign a new contract. Quite the opposite. It was like he's not going to sign a new contract. I've got his book downstairs. I'm about halfway through it now. I was hoping
that wasn't what you tripped over earlier, was it?
No, that was a drawer. I was actually hoping to try and get it all read before it came out tomorrow, so I could do like a little video about it without any spoilers. But I haven't done it, so I'm going to miss the window of opportunity to say, I can give you a review before you bought it.
Well, Mark won't knock nobody. Declan himself has been on Hammer's Chat. Mark Noble, of course, is welcome to pop on Hammer's Chat and discuss his book, but I'm sure he's got bigger fish to fry at the moment.
Matt says this means Souček is starting against Leicester. Moyes has gone full survival mode. We will see an extremely defensive system on Saturday.
Hard to disagree with that, really.
It is, isn't it? You can't really say, well, you're wrong, Matt, can you? You read it and go, fair enough, yeah. Ben says, if we lose, do you think the board will be edging more towards sacking Moyes, or do you think the game's a free hit?
It's a free hit, but it cranks up the pressure. As I say, that's what it does. What he gets is 3 more days of pressure before, but the board don't care if we go at this tournament. The board do not care. We must.
I'm about to say, I think the board would actually be relieved.
They don't care. They don't care. I think they'd be more worried about momentum and about form than anything else. But actually, the competition, they don't give a damn about.
Yeah, I think the board, if we did go out tonight, I think the board would think, A, thank God he's not got to worry about that. B, Sullivan would be thinking, I'm not going to spend 50 grand if we get Everton away again. Thank God. I didn't like spending 50 grand on that cup game a few years ago. And also see, if it's unlikely, if we do sack Moyes, the new guy comes in, doesn't have to worry about this competition later down. And Moyes has done the difficult bit, which is get us out of it kind of thing. Because the new guy would probably throw it as well, because his message would be, you stay in the Premier League at all costs. It doesn't matter what.
Let's get this right. Moyes is the first manager in a little while who's taken all these things seriously. We've had a lot of managers in a.
I don't know about that.
Last 10, 15 years.
Bilic always took them seriously. Slaven Bilic, right? Fact. I'll fight you on this. Slaven Bilic is. I don't know. I'm not going to say the only manager. I don't know when the last one was, but Bilic never lost to a lower league team in a cup.
No, that's a good
Man City, Man U, they were probably the only two teams that kept.
All right, well, maybe him, but in the main, as last 15 years or whatever since Pardew left, we've had a lot of managers since then, but they don't.
Someone was just reminding us of Kidderminster Harriers earlier.
Yeah, absolutely bloody look. Well, there's lots of them, isn't there? Really. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Matt's asking if you can say hello to his mate Kev.
Hello, Kev. Oh, blimey. Hope you get better, mate. That sounds
What's
lovely.
trench foot?
I was just about to say, I don't claim to know an awful lot. I guess it's, trench foot is what they would have got like in World War One and stuff like that, where I guess where your feet get sodden and damp and cold over a period of time. It'd be some. I guess that's where the name came from. So it won't probably rot or fungal. I don't know. What am I talking about? I can't believe I'm saying that. I don't know. Get better soon.
Wet feet, isn't it?
There you go. Yeah.
That would have been my guess. GP, thank you for the £2 super chat. Charlie and Geo love Pringles, not pinball. You weren't here in the build-up show on Thursday last week, basically. Oh no, it was Saturday. It was Saturday, sorry. On Saturday, GP's put in a super chat and said, I'm glad Charlie likes Pringles since Geo and Gonzo hate them. I said, hang on a minute. Don't tar me with that brush of his. I'm not. I like a Pringle. Thank you very much.
I don't ever said I hate Pringles either. It's funny, isn't it? Isn't it funny? I just think they're just not crisps.
Colin Wood says, instead of a watch along, can we get a virtual GP session with Gonzo?
Did you like the diagnosis and stuff? Is that it? Gonzo guesses the ailment. Is that? No, because you know what? Actually, funny. Imagine if you did that and you started giving out advice, you could be sued and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Well, him on the internet, he told me honey and lemon would fix me.
He promised me cutting off my hand would just get rid of my sore finger.
Absolutely,
he's technically correct, but now.
Yeah,
I've lost my hand.
And you can. Do you know what? There's actually things I'd love to do things like that for a laugh. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean a doctor's
people
surgery.
Cut their hand off.
No. Like funny, people, we're doing stuff like that, or like just not that I think I know anything at all, but I think it'd be funny, like an advice thing or something. You couldn't do it because there'd be someone that would, we've had it sometimes in the chat where someone say, "Oh, I'm going out on a date next week. Any advice, lads?" or something like that, and then I don't know, you advise somebody, take her out down to the restaurant or something like that, and then they stab their hand with a fork, and then you get sued.
We had that not long ago, didn't we? That person that was just taking someone out on a date and he was taking her to the game, and we were all like, "Well, how did it go then?"
Yeah. Absolutely.
Agony Hamish chat. Well, there you go. We've got 5 minutes to kill. You got any random questions? Stick them in the live chat. We'll have a little bit
make
of fun.
them random.
Lewis says Trent foot is what you get if I back at Liverpool. I like that one.
It makes you very flat-footed, doesn't it?
Everett says, sorry guys, I want to win this game. It allows our second choice to stay match fit. And then if we get into latter stages, we can play a stronger lineup.
You don't have to apologise for wanting us to win the game. Not at all.
Jack says, I really don't want us to go back to the old West Ham. I feel embarrassed that we brought these new players in with a promise and we aren't delivering on it.
Yep.
Julinho says Skamaka's not playing tonight because he's got trench foot standing around in the mud waiting for decent service.
It was very wet, to be fair, in Stratford the other day. I mean, it was really, really wet.
Paul says Souček, Craswell, Johnson are the weak links. It's not the board's fault this time. 200 million on the manager who has no clue. Judas says we should have put out the side from Saturday and made him an ultimatum: play or be dropped. Billy says, do you think owners will keep Moyes until Noble has started his sporting director role because of their close relationship?
Well, I think if you did that, then you that's the road to ruin, because you may well find it because they have a close role that actually Noble wouldn't do it. And if you listen to that interview as well, Noble very much accepted that this season was going to be a transition season. If you listen to that interview, he said, no, we discussed this last season. This was always going to be tough to integrate all these. The thing I think that annoys me about that argument about, well, we've had to integrate 8 players. No, you didn't. you could have signed them incrementally over the last couple of seasons. You didn't have to do them all in one go. You could have brought a couple in January. Do you know what I mean? You could have done something else. It's almost like the only option was for us to allow the squad to get really old and allow everyone's contracts to run down and get in loan players. So we had to replace 8. No, it could have been done bit by bit. That's the manager's choice. All right, so let's get that right. To do it that way was the manager's choice. He was openly saying from the moment he got hella money, I got money there. He was telling everyone we got money to spend. So the fact that he's now, I'm having to hurry and squeeze these people in, but that's how you chose to do it. Do you know what I mean? But very much sounded like Noble was understanding that David Moyes would have this season to work it out. So if you wanted Moyes to leave and you're pinning your hopes on Noble coming in and sacking him, I wouldn't bother. You've got more chance of him going before Noble comes in. I think once Noble's in,
I don't think so, because then that would almost be undermining Noble a little bit before he's even started the role.
Well, he's not going then. I think because Noble.
I don't think he will. Even if we lose against Leicester, I don't think he'll get sacked. But
Noble won't sack him.
I think this is part of the problem I've got with Mark Noble starting at the start of January rather than now. I understand why he didn't start immediately, because he wanted to have a lengthy break with his family, which is fair enough to some extent, but it's also, we can't have the job then. We require someone to start on the 1st of November. If you can't have it, you can't have it, kind of thing. Anyway, Nick says usual advice is to take it up the Shard. Steve says it must be showing somewhere in the world. It's not. Followed by Ben saying dating advice, just take it up the Shard.
Everyone knows the way to do things.
We've got some old school Hammers chat people in the live chat. How tall is Gonzo?
Go on,
Betty.
You can answer that.
A bit short. How tall are you? 5? What? 5? 5?
5'5". Crikey. I think Sullivan's about 5'5". I don't know. He's maybe smaller than that. I don't know. No, I'm not 5'5".
It depends who's asking. I think I'm 5'11". I don't really know.
I think you're taller than that.
I don't think.
Mind you, everyone's taller than me.
But then I don't really measure my height. It's not really a thing. Click on it because I'm behind. Click on
where is it? I'm sorry, it's gone. It's the reasonable thing is Geo asked me about a t-shirt, and basically we were talking about t-shirts. People were trying to get their sizing of t-shirts from the Hammers chat store, and people were asking what size my t-shirt was, and I said it was reasonable, which has now become a size. So Mr. Collingwood saying I am of reasonable height.
Irish Tommy says another 24-hour chatty marathon. It was brilliant. We'll do something soon.
Not 24 hours.
I know, but I'm genuinely being serious here, right? If we did that again, I would up it to 36. You can't do the same thing again. You've got to go better. You do. You've got
to. Not to drag anyone under the bus here, but Gonzo, you didn't even do the 24 hours to begin with, mate. Geo did, I did, young Tom did. You went and had a nap, mate. I don't know about this. None of this. Oh, we couldn't do 24 hours again. You weren't even there for the full 24 hours, mate. None of this.
It's all right for you tall youngsters. All right, us short old people. we need to sleep. Crikey.
Disgraceful behaviour.
Went for a nap and then complained he was tired after 24 hours.
I was tired. And I got a million kids as well, let's not forget.
Fair, but you should have seen Geo at 4 a.m. He had a look I've never seen the look in his eye. He was just staring off into the distance, lost and scared. Do you know what I mean?
I have seen that look before. He doesn't have to stay up all night to have that look.
Yeah.
Do you know the problem I had with that was I planned to go to bed during the day. I thought I'll have a nap in the afternoon. And then I don't know what time we kicked off, 6 p.m. or something, because the Champions League was on the Saturday night. And then I thought, I'll have a nap between 2 and 5, and then I'll be okay. I tried, I could not nap, I just couldn't do it. So I was actually up. So while the stream was 24 hours, I was actually up at 6 a.m. on the Friday morning, and I didn't go to sleep until after the Champions League final. So it was about 10 p.m. on Saturday night or whatever. So I ended up being awake for 40 hours or something. Anyway, what's Charlie Way say? Because I can see he's unmuted himself. I'm waiting for him to speak.
No, it's fine. I've decided against it. Because I was gonna say you watched the Champions League final live. I was smart. I went straight to bed after it because bun that off. But yeah, stress.
To be fair, Charlie doesn't sleep anyway. That they should probably say he's like I don't know. Vampires do sleep, don't they? In a coffin. in the daytime.
Yeah, but
actually, yes.
It's
Charlie is a
very
vampire.
similar. Yeah,
Charlie's a vampire.
Yeah. I'm watching Interview with a Vampire at the moment, and it just looks like a biopic to me. Do you know what I mean?
They've redone it, haven't they? Interview with a Vampire.
It's good, actually. I'll tell you what. The original film's a bit mad, but been watching the series, and it's actually a good series. So fair play to him.
I'm watching Andor at the moment. I've finished House of Dragon, very good, and now I'm watching Andor.
We've got Andy speaking about the football. I'm glad someone is. Andy says, can't pick the youngsters in tonight due to them playing on Monday against Wolves and play on Friday. John says this channel is poor.
Look, John's been blocked. John's a knob, right? Let me just explain why John's a knob, right? Okay. What you have to do at the moment is you can't just post on here, right? You can't just post in the chat. What you have to do is you have to create an account, and then you have to have been subscribed for 10 minutes.
It's only 1 minute now. I've lowered it.
But anyway, so John got blocked. John got banned. John's gone and created another account. So he's probably had to use a different email address, probably created a different email address. He's gone to a lot of trouble, John. He's had to wait for the allotted period. He's named himself John again, which I'm sure is... thank you. Absolutely. So John's not got an awful lot better to do. Mind you, the game's not on, is it? But I think it's a lot of hard work just to say this channel is poor. Probably easier not to watch the channel.
Anyway, moving on from one knob to another. Peter's asking, how's your dating going?
I can't discuss these things at the moment. Sorry, who asked that, Peter? I can't discuss these things at the moment, Peter.
Oh, well, that's that conversation. I hope your conversation skills are better on a flipping date than they are here.
I can't. This is not a topic that's open for discussion at the moment, my friend. But I appreciate you asking.
That's good news, I think, everyone. I think that's good news. Ionix wants to know what his name is. It's definitely not John, anyway.
What? Ionix wants to know what his own name is.
You got out of that one quite good there, to be fair. Jacob said this is his favourite West Ham channel. Every day after work, he watches it. Thank you, Jacob.
I'm not going to ban Jacob. He can stay. We like Jacob. He's my favourite.
Craig reckons the new one is watching right now. Do you want to give it a shout out?
Can we not?
No, there's nothing else to do. We can't watch the Blackburn games.
No, this is true. This is true.
Can we try and guess her name and then you just have to blink if it's correct or not?
No. This is
Charlie.
not.
What do you think she's called?
I reckon. Wait, let me look at Gonzo.
You're not going to get it. I'm telling you. You will.
Also, so we know it. So it's not common, Geo. We know that much because we're not going to get it.
Anyway,
so
there might not even be a person. I don't even. There's no.
Gonzo's quite old, so it's not going to be a young-ish name like.
You might be surprised, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, so it's a young person's name. He's giving it.
Well, I say,
okay. All right, fair. Okay.
What we're reckoning, like Susan. What? What's funny?
Christina?
You are not going to guess.
Jane.
Sophie. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep guessing.
Someone said Mildred.
Jeanette.
I mean, they've gone for a Dorothy and Doris. I mean, they've and an Audrey. I mean, these subscribers think you're older than you actually are.
I'm 48.
So right, so we need someone in. I reckon it's an Audrey. Anyway. Right. Let's get back to the football for a few minutes. Then we'll.
He's some funny people in the chat. Honestly,
yeah, everybody's banging in the names now. There's
I like
more.
It. I like it, and I appreciate it. By the way, I am laughing at so many.
There's more people trying to predict her name than there is talking about the team.
Well, to be fair, it is.
This confirms two things. This confirms two things. People are interested in your sex life.
Hold on, who said that had become part of the equation? Romance, love life.
People are interested in your sex life. And B, nobody cares about the game tonight.
They don't care.
But you know what it is? I think it's because we can't watch it. Because you know you can't watch it. It's hard to really get into it, kind of thing. Because you know you can't watch it. It's almost it's almost like watching a trailer for a film on a platform you can't subscribe to. You can't go, oh, can't wait to watch that movie. You can't watch it. It's like watching a foreign film with no subtitles. It's impossible. You don't know what's going on. A bit like Gonzo's love life.
You don't. It's kind of. Sorry.
Anyway, Michael's been watching us for years. He's predicting a 0-0. He hopes he's wrong. I hope you're wrong as well.
Well, thank you for watching
the rest
for
of the
years,
season.
Michael.
He deserves that much, at least, and go from there. Willow says this Hammer's chat is elite, and RB says watching this channel is more entertaining than watch West Ham play. Well, we're here to please.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we're in the same boat as all you lot. None of us are able to watch the game, are we? So we're just all having a little chinwag. The fact it's taking a turn onto my love life is I guess it's neither in or there.
And then when we finish this stream, we've got to go discuss what to do. What are you laughing at now? Gonzo's on fire and you're shagging down.
No, sorry, I didn't mean. No, I'm not. Of course I'm not.
Why are you clapping along to that?
Well, because I thought there might be a different lyric or something at the end. So I don't know. Anyway. Let's see what you're saying. I'm scrolling. Jonathan says the starting lineup is poor, and after the weekend's game, Moyes is inviting more pressure onto himself. Daniel says 3-0. Antonio to score off some terrible shots that the keeper can't catch because of their lack of quality. Leon, there's nothing from me tonight because it's the League Cup. I will not bet on the League Cup. Although I do have a horse running. I say a horse. It's not my horse. I've got a friend who has shares in the horse. Yeah.
And it's running 8 o'clock at Kempton. It's called First Folio. It's a difficult race though. He's hopeful but overly confident. It's 6-1 currently. It's won a few times for me in the past. So First Folio, 8 o'clock at Kempton. That's my only bet tonight. But I've done it with an insurance bet. So if I finish second or third, I get my money back. And I'm only betting on it because it's my friend's horse, for clarity. I have interests in this. I'm declaring my interest in the horse. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Ben reckons you found a French bird called Dembele. Scott says this is how bad West Ham has got. We're guessing random bloody names.
It's true. I do blame the broadcasters and the EFL for not putting a bloody game on because we're talking about this.
Hodgie's new to the channel. He thinks it's great. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Hodgie. I don't know if you're this new, as in tonight's your first video is, so it's not always like this. Well, kind of is. Depends which videos you watch, I suppose. But thank you very much. Alan, no, we're not staying live. We'll disappear soon enough. And then, because we need to get off here and discuss how we're going to announce to patrons our big announcement tomorrow. And we need to plan our content. I mean, we could just plan it publicly. What are you doing tomorrow morning? What's your video? What's your topic?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't made it up. I was going to try and see if I could maybe watch some of the goals later and sort of.
So you're going to do a review of the highlights?
Well, I guess, or just have a little chat about stuff. And I don't know. I hadn't decided.
You could talk about that Mark Noble thing, about how Mark Noble confirmed that that this was the plan 6 months ago to have this season as a transition season. And you could also have a look at David Moyes' Everton records that we were discussing yesterday.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Yes, that was a good one. Oh, I like that.
Well, there's 700 people watching. For you lot, basically, Moyes at Everton had a transition season, finished 17th, and the following season finished 4th. And there's actually a graph. Someone actually sent us a graph, and it is pretty good, actually. Let me tell you who it was.
Otherwise I can't do my video tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're not going to include this, are you? You don't like stats.
I'm going to go with something else now.
You don't like statistics. Let me just get this up. Gonzo, interact with the live chat, will you, please?
Funny enough, she might have a West Ham shirt. Someone else.
Samantha, is her name Samantha? No. Samantha.
No.
I thought I had it.
No. Not at all. I like this. I do. Sorry, where's Robert there? That's what I'm worried about, Robert. If the truth be known, that's what I'm bloody worried about here. So anyway, that's that. And
what
it's
are you
not
worried about? I've never seen it.
You carry on with your stats.
He's worried she's going to start commenting in the live chat, Gio.
Maybe she already has. Maybe she's John.
Imagine. Can you imagine? I did actually. I should check my phone. Really can't believe you blocked me twice. I'm going to create another account now. I'll just wait a minute.
I'm ready here. So I just want to say thank you to Will Green. Will Green emailed me these things and these two charts, and they actually came off the back of something that when someone put up on Twitter saying that, look, David Moyes finished 17, went on to finish 4, blah blah blah, and that was from Brownie on Twitter, really good Twitter account. I quite enjoy following him. He put that up. I thought, well, that's interesting, right? So here is right, here is the chart he sent me. So this is rolling 38 match points total. So you can see the blue line is Everton under Moyes, and the West Ham line, the claret line is obviously West Ham under Moyes. So we're actually weirdly following a very similar trend, almost like for like. In terms of games, so 38 games, 52 games, so on and so forth. It is very, very similar, right? But to make it even weirder, we switch over to this one. This is a 20 match point total trend. And there you go. It's identical. It's identical to his form at Everton over a sustained period of time.
Someone said it's a graph of Gonzo's sex drive.
What's that?
It's a graph of Gonzo's sex drive.
No,
look, I think the thing is that is precarious about what you've just shared with everybody there is it did go down and then up again. But we did have to flirt with 17th. They finished 17th. So it's a close run thing. If we're going to follow that, basically, we're just going to avoid relegation by like a point or something. Oh, I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, either do I, by the way. I think I just thought it was an interesting trend that Will kindly sent us, kind of thing. I like statistics, so yeah, a Happy Hammer says we should do crypto. No chance. I'll tell you what, right? I don't understand crypto. I don't understand it. It's one of them things I've never gone near because I don't get it, right? And to get involved in something like that, I'd have to do research. I'd want to throw myself in. I don't have time or the desire. But anyway, about 8 months ago, maybe I thought, you know what? I had a win. I won on the football. And I thought, what am I going to do with my winnings? I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy cryptocurrency and I'm just going to leave it. For years, I'm just going to leave it. So I put it in ETH, did a bit of research, asked a few people, oh, yeah, do ETH. Yeah, it's depreciated value by about 60% or something like that. So I'm just going to leave it for years anyway. I'm just going to leave it. Bo says, I'm done until Moyes goes. It's ridiculous now. I don't know if it means as in you're done with West Ham or done watching these streams, but it doesn't get any better even if David Moyes goes.
No.
Alan says we should stay alive. It's better than any game. No, we can't. We need to go do some. We need to plan the announcement.
Yeah.
And Luke's saying, on what point on the graph is Rooney? I don't know. Will didn't tell me that. He just sent me 2 graphs and that was it. He didn't give me any details. Basically, it's a bit of like work out yourself kind of thing. Leon thinks the graphs are frightening. I'll send you that graphs, Gonzo. You can have them for your video tomorrow if you wish.
Yeah, thank you. That's very kind. That's very kind. I'll have to excitedly start the video like nobody knows this stuff though.
Yeah, Jacob's telling me we're on a downward trend in crypto. In 2024, I'll see big gains. Oh, fantastic! I'll just wait 18 months. But that's my intention, Jacob. I'm just going to leave it for a few years. So I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it.
But I don't know about all this stuff.
Anyway.
I don't know about any of it. It's always all pounds and dollars and stuff. I don't understand any of that stuff. To be honest with you, I don't even. One of them's strong and one of them's weak, and one of them's one against the other one. I don't know. I don't know. What's going on.
I've turned into crypto chat now, which is which is not good. Happy Hammer lost 2K in crypto.
Wow.
And then Nigel saying Bitcoin's dropped. I mean, I'll try. I'm not going to talk about crypto anymore. This is a football chat, West Ham chat, and a Gonzo dating chat, and that's it.
That's it.
I have ignored the World Cup questions on purpose because obviously, as of next week, we're going to have to do content. The World Cup's obviously the big topic, so we'll discuss the World Cup from next week onwards as well. Gonzo, so we start wrapping it up. What's your final thoughts on the actual match then? I mean, the game's kicking off in 5 minutes. What your...
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I mean, it is. It's a little bit of whatever, really.
There you go. There you go. The poll results are in regards to the lineups. 13% of you are very happy. 69%, way, and think it's all right. We like a 69. Gonzo does anyway, maybe with Audrey. No, it's not Audrey. 13% think it's poor, and 5% are fuming. If you are watching live, please do drop a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Gonzo, also get your score prediction in. Let's get you spamming it. What's your score predictions? Whack it all in. By the way, did you buy her a drink with that money, Harry said?
Oh, I did. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. And it was interesting, actually. Yes, because it was last Thursday, wasn't it? Was it Thursday? It was Thursday. Last Thursday.
Yeah, because you weren't on the build-up show.
Yeah.
People asked where you were, and I said, "Oh, he's on a."
Yeah, no, it was bloody decent of you, mate. Thank you very much. That was, and I said so at the time. They're very nice. The grub was abysmal, by the way. The grub was abysmal. Anyway, there you go. But the drink was very lovely. Thank you. Wasn't a Peroni though.
We were waiting around on anticipation. For the interest of clarity, I sent you the money. Then I text you saying I've sent you money.
And
so
you said that was from Harry. Yeah, absolutely.
So I showed the message that I've sent you money to people on the camera. Okay. And then every 5 minutes it would be, has Gonzo replied? I said no reply, and it was, hey, it's going well. Because if you reply straight away, it would not be going too well. So about 2 hours later, I got a love heart on the message. So, so it went quite well.
It was very well appreciated, very much appreciated. Thank you.
And yeah, I'll be honest with you, Gonzo. I'm struggling to get up for this one because I can't watch it. I think I hope we win. I think we will win. Ian, there's no extra time. There's no extra time, Ian. If it's a draw at full time, it goes straight to a penalty shootout. The reason being was to encourage Premier League sides to field stronger sides, which is you don't have extra time. If it's a draw, don't worry about it. There's no an extra half an hour to play. So it goes straight to penalties. If it's a draw at the 90 minutes, I think we'll win comfortably. The live chat, most of them are saying 2-0. Jacob, Squirrel, they're saying 2-0. John thinks Downs is going to score. It'll be 2-1. Judas says 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 as well. I think it'll be a bit like the European games, which is comfortable, nothing too fancy. In a weird way, we might be a bit relieved. Maybe no stream at the end of it. But anyway, any thoughts from yourself?
No, I want to get through in this game. I really do. Actually, I think it's important for lots and lots of reasons. But it's hard to get massively excited about it, particularly when you can't watch it. So yeah, I'll have one ear to the radio, BBC Radio Lancashire. It's the only way you're going to hear anything. By the way, but hopefully we get through with no injuries as well, and hopefully a couple of little problems posed for David Moyes. And a couple of people.
This is it, isn't it? We've got to see some people like Fornals, Antonio. We've got to see him put in a real commanding performance, which says, "Pick me on Saturday, Gaffer. You've got to start me against Leicester. I have to play against Leicester City." They must sense the manager's under pressure to some extent. They're going to want to play. When I was reading Mark Noble's book, in it he's talking about when he was in the team, he was at the club, and Pardew was obviously under pressure, and Pardew wouldn't play him despite things going wrong. And he said, like, he was sat on the touchline, he's like really frustrated because he wanted to get on the pitch to help out the manager and help out the team, and he couldn't because he wasn't getting picked. I want to see a bit of that tonight. I want to see proof that these boys are pissed off they're not playing week in, week out, especially Fornals and Antonio, who were guaranteed starters last season. They've had their places pinched by £85 million worth of talent. Well, I want to see a reaction. I want a bit of an almost embarrassment from Emerson that he's rocked up at the club and he's not really dislodged a 32-year-old from the left back spot. I want to see a performance from some of these players that, they're playing for something. I want Aguero to come through unscathed and get stopped early so that he can play on Saturday, because I would like to see him start. So yeah, big night for a few of the players. A bit like the Romania game, and they were perfect over there against FCSB. This 9 of that lot are starting tonight. They were perfect in Romania. I want to see a repeat from them. Before we go, Lewis says, how quickly on your dates do you tell them you run a West Ham fan channel? Funny enough, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, and neither of us tell people what we do for a job.
No.
We both skirt over it a little bit. Gonzo's a video editor.
Yes, that's what I'd say. You work in football?
Yeah, so I work in football. I don't say what. I just leave at that, and I just shut the conversation down ASAP. Just
it's weird. It's weird, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So you make it sound. And if you say I edit videos, it sounds really boring, and people then want to move on and talk about themselves.
Yeah, it's 24-hour live stream. Tom did fall asleep playing Candy Crush at one point. Right, we're going to disappear there. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Seriously, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed it. We've got a game that's kicked off a minute ago that we can't watch, but you've stuck around with us. Live chat's been good. It's been a genuine pleasure. It's a bit doom and gloom around West Ham. But I've had a laugh. He's had a laugh. Hopefully you have had a laugh. Anyway, we'll catch up with you tomorrow. If you're a patron, big announcement tomorrow. And if you're not a patron, 8:30 a.m., you've got to be quick to watch Gonzo's video tomorrow, because it's day 1 of our 12 days of Christmas offers, and it's a free item. First come, first serve.
It's on the forum channel, our second channel, basically, not this one.
Yeah. Anyway, catch you in a bit.